हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम करता हूँ आप सबका अपने चैनल द एजुकेशन वाला में। आज फिर से लेके आया हूँ आपके लिए जेके पुलिस फोटोग्राफर कांस्टेबल के रिगार्डिंग कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट एमसीक्यूज। टेक्निकल पोर्शन में आपका एक और टॉपिक है बेसिक फोटो टेक। तो इसमें से आज हमने 45 क्वेश्चंस आपके लिए लाए हैं और आउट ऑफ 45 आप कितने मार्क्स गेन कर रहे हैं कमेंट सेक्शन में ज़रूर बताइएगा। विदाउट वेस्टिंग टाइम स्टार्ट करते हैं। क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 है हमारे पास, व्हाट लाइटिंग रेशियो इज आइडल फॉर ड्रामेटिक लो की पोर्ट्रेट्स। ऑप्शन है हमारे पास 1:1, 2:1, 4:1, 8:1. The right answer is option D, 8:1. Question number 2 है हमारे पास, what happens if the fill light is brighter than the key light? Option A, the image will have harsh shadows. Option B, the subject will appear flat and less dramatic. Option C, the image will have a vignette effect. Option D, the subject's highlights will appear clipped. The right answer is the subject will appear flat and less dramatic. Question number 3. Which type of lighting is best for separating the subject from the background? Option A, fill light. Option B, rim light. Option C, key light. Option D, bounce light. The right answer is rim light. Question number 4. What lighting setup creates the Rembrandt triangle on a subject's face? Option A, split lighting with no fill. Option B, key light position 45-degree to the subject's side. Option C, overhead light with a soft fill. Option D, high key lighting with a reflector. The right answer is key light position 45 degrees to the subject's side. Question number 5 हमारे पास, what is the primary function of spot metering? Option A, measure the average brightness of a scene. Option B, evaluate the light in a specific small area. Option C, balance the overall exposure of a frame. Option D, reduce contrast in shadow areas. The right answer is evaluate the light in a specific small area. Question number 6 है हमारे पास, if an exposure meter reads +2 EV, what should you adjust to correct it? Option A, increase the ISO. Option B, reduce the aperture size or increase shutter speed. Option C, decrease the ISO or use a wider aperture. Option D, add more light to the scene. तो राइट आंसर है इसका रिड्यूस द अपर्चर साइज और इंक्रीज शटर स्पीड। अभी आप मुझे कमेंट सेक्शन में बताएं कि प्लस ईवी जो है +2 ईवी, ईवी क्या है, ईवी स्टैंड्स फॉर व्हाट, कमेंट सेक्शन में जरूर बताएं। क्वेश्चन नंबर 7 है हमारे पास, व्हाट डज TTL मीटरिंग स्टैंड्स फॉर? ऑप्शन ए, थ्रू द लेंस मीटरिंग. ऑप्शन बी, टोटल लाइट लेवल मीटरिंग. ऑप्शन सी, ट्रू टाइम लाइट मीटरिंग. ऑप्शन डी, टॉप द लाइन मीटरिंग. और राइट आंसर है इसका थ्रू द लेंस मीटरिंग. Question number 8. What is dynamic range in photography? Option A, the number of pixels in an image. Option B, the range of light and dark tones a camera can capture. Option C, the angle of view of the camera lens. Option D, the color depth of an image. The right answer is the range of light and dark tones a camera can capture. Question number 9. When using a reflected light meter, what surface is typically used for calibration? Option A, a white wall. Option B, a neutral gray card. Option C, a black cloth. Option D, a reflective silver panel. The right answer is a neutral gray card. Question number 10. What is the main difference between 8-bit and 16-bit images? Option A, the number of color channels. Option B, the range of colors and tonal values they can store. Option C, the type of file compression used. And option D, the resolution of the image. The right answer is the range of colors and tonal values they can store. Question number 11. What does the term color gamut refer to? Option A, the resolution of an image. Option B, the range of colors a device can display or capture. Option C, the dynamic range of the camera. Option D, the tonal contrast in an image. The right answer is the range of colors a device can display or capture. Question number 12. Which of the following settings is best for preserving shadow details in high contrast scenes? Option A, increase ISO. Option B, use a lower f-stop. Option C, reduce shutter speed. Option D, shoot in RAW format. The right answer is shoot in RAW format. Question number 13. What is the primary advantage of using a high ISO setting? Option A, reduces noise in the image. Option B, allows for shooting in low light conditions. Option C, increases the dynamic range. Option D, enhances the resolution. The right answer is allows for shooting in low light conditions. Question number 14. What causes Moir patterns in digital image? Option A, high ISO settings. Option B, overexposure. Option C, fine repetitive pattern interfering with sensor resolution. Option D, lens flare in bright conditions. The right answer is option C. Question number 15. Which light modifier creates a strong focused beam of light? Option A, softbox. Option B, snoot. Option C, umbrella. Option D, diffuser. The right answer is snoot. Question number 16. What is the purpose of a gobo in lighting setups? Option A, to create shadows or patterns on the subject. Option B, to soften the intensity of the light. Option C, to diffuse the light source. Option D, to increase light coverage. The right answer is to create shadows or patterns on the subject. Question number 17. What type of lighting is used for high speed photography? Option A, continuous light. Option B, strobe light with a short flash duration. Option C, tungsten light. Option D, LED light. The right answer is strobe light with a short flash duration. Question number 18. What is feathering in studio lighting? Option A, using the edge of the light source for softer illumination. Option B, blocking parts of the light source to reduce brightness. Option C, directing light upward to avoid harsh shadows. Option D, mixing multiple light sources for even coverage. The right answer is option A, using the edge of the light source for softer illumination. Question number 19. Which lens is best suited for low light photography? Option A, wide angle lens with f4 aperture. Option B, prime lens with f1.8 aperture. Option C, telephoto lens with f/5.6 aperture. Or option D, kit lens with f3.5 to 5.6 aperture. The right answer is prime lens with f1.8 aperture. Question number 20. What is the primary advantage of mirrorless cameras over DSLRs? Option A, better image quality. Option B, lighter weight and electronic viewfinder. Option C, large sensor. Option D, greater depth of field. The right answer is lighter weight and electronic viewfinder. Question number 21. Which tool helps reduce haze in landscape photography? Option A, polarizing filter. Option B, neutral density filter. Option C, UV filter. Option D, macro filter. Right answer is polarizing filter. Question number 22. What is the term for adjusting a camera's focus for stationary and moving subjects? Option A, single shot autofocus. Option B, continuous autofocus. Option C, manual focus. Option D, zone focus. The right answer is continuous autofocus. Question number 23. What type of distortion is caused by wide angle lenses? Option A, barrel distortion. Option B, pincushion distortion. Option C, chromatic aberration. Option D, vignetting. The right answer is barrel distortion. Question number 24. What is the purpose of bracketing in photography? Option A, ensuring multiple exposures to capture details in highlights and shadows. Option B, capturing the subject in motion. Option C, balancing color temperature. Option D, correcting lens distortion. The right answer is option A, ensuring multiple exposures to capture details in highlights and shadows. Question number 25. What is the key characteristic of low key photography? Option A, bright, evenly lit subject and background. Option B, dominance of dark tones with limited highlights. Option C, balanced exposure across the frame. And option D, high dynamic range. Right answer is option B. Question number 26. What is the effect of using a telephoto lens? Option A, expands the field of view. Option B, compresses the background and foreground. Option C, distorts the edge of the frame. Option D, increases depth of field. Right answer is option B, compresses the background and foreground. Question number 27. What is the benefit of using HDR in photography? Option A, reduce the file size. Option B, captures a wide range of shadows and highlights. Option C, enhances image sharpness. And option D, remove lens distortion. The right answer is option B, captures a wide range of shadows and highlights. Question number 28. What is the purpose of a fill card in photography? Option A, to diffuse harsh light. Option B, to reflect light into shadow areas. Option C, to block excess light. Option D, to reduce glare from reflective surface. The right answer is to reflect light onto shadow areas. Option Question number है हमारे पास 29. What is the primary characteristic of cross light? Option A, light comes from a single source directly in front of the subject. Option B, two lights are used at 90-degree angle to each other. Option C, light and shadow cross over the subject at diagonal angles. Option D, a single directional light from above the subject. Right answer is option B. Question number 30. Which lighting setup is ideal for product photography to minimize reflection? Option A, hard directional lighting. Option B, soft diffused lighting. Option C, low key lighting. Option D, high contrast lighting. The right answer is soft diffused lighting. Question number 31. Which setting should be adjusted first when shooting in extremely bright conditions? Option A, increase ISO. Option B, use a smaller aperture, higher f number. Option C, reduce shutter speed. Option D, switch to auto mode. The right answer is use a smaller aperture, high f number. Question number 32. What does an incident light meter measure? Option A, the light reflected off the subject. Option B, the light falling on the subject. Option C, the intensity of ambient light. Option D, the color temperature of the light. The right answer is the light falling on the subject. Question number 33. Which exposure mode automatically adjusts both aperture and shutter speed? Option A, manual. Option B, shutter priority. Option C, aperture priority. Option D, program. इसका राइट आंसर क्या आएगा? ऑप्शन डी, प्रोग्राम. क्वेश्चन नंबर 34 है हमारे पास. व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ एंटी अलाइजिंग इन डिजिटल इमेज? Option A, to increase image sharpness. Option B, to reduce jagged edge in diagonal lines. Option C, to enhance color saturation. Option D, to minimize noise in low light conditions. The right answer is to reduce jagged edge in diagonal lines. Question number 35. What does pixel binning do in modern digital cameras? Option A, combines multiple pixels to improve image quality in low light. Option B, enhances sharpness by increasing pixel density. Option C, organizes color data for faster processing. Option D, improves dynamic range in brightly lit conditions. The right answer is option A, combines multiple pixels to improve image quality in low light. Question number 36. What is the impact of increasing the bit depth of an image file? Option A, reduce noise and increase resolution. Option B, allows for smoother gradient and more color accuracy. Option C, decreases the file size significantly. Option D, limits the image's dynamic range. The right answer is option B, allows for smoother gradients and more color accuracy. Question number 37. What is the effect of using an f1.4 aperture compared to an f8 aperture? Option A, deeper depth of field. Option B, shallower depth of field. Option C, increased motion blur. Option D, reduced bokeh effect. The right answer is shallower depth of field. Question number 38. Which type of lens is most susceptible to chromatic aberration? Option A, wide angle lens. Option B, telephoto lens. Option C, prime lens. Option D, zoom lens. The right answer is zoom lens. Question number 39. What is the back button focus in photography? Option A, focusing on the background instead of the subject. Option B, reassessing focus control to a separate button. Option C, using manual focus for greater control. Option D, adjusting focus after capturing the image. The right answer is option B, reassigning focus control to a separate button. Question number 40. What is focus stacking used for in photography? Option A, to blend multiple exposures for HDR. Option B, to combine sharp areas for multiple shots into one image. Option C, to maintain focus on moving subjects. Option D, to simulate a shallow depth of field. Right answer is to combine sharp areas for multiple shots into one image. Question number 41. What is the primary use of neutral density ND filter? Option A, to increase contrast in low light conditions. Option B, to reduce the amount of light entering the lens. Option C, to eliminate reflections on water surface. Option D, to adjust white balance automatically. The right answer is to reduce the amount of light entering the lens. Question number 42. What is the main advantage of using a tilt shift lens? Option A, corrects perspective distortion in architectural photography. Option B, creates a fish eye effect for creative shots. Option C, captures wider angles without a distortion. Option D, increase light gathering ability. The right answer is option A. Question number 43. What causes vignetting in photography? Option A, overexposed highlights in the frame. Option B, the edges of the image appear darker than the center. Option C, uneven focusing across the frame. Option D, chromatic aberration in wide angle shots. The right answer is the edge of the image appear darker than the center. Question number 44. What is the main purpose of color grading in post processing? Option A, to adjust the resolution of the image. Option B, to add visual mode or tone by altering colors. Option C, to reduce file size for faster sharing. Option D, to increase the contrast and sharpness. The right answer is option B, to add visual mode or tone by altering colors. Question number 45. What is the primary goal of using leading lines in composition? Option A, to balance exposure across the image. Option B, to guide the viewer's eye to the subject. Option C, to create symmetry in the frame. Option D, to blur the background creatively. The right answer is option B, to guide the viewer's eye to the subject. तो ये थे 45 क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम बेसिक फोटोटेक फोटोग्राफर, जो आपका टेक्निकल पोर्शन है इसमें थर्ड टॉपिक है आई थिंक। तो कैसा रहा आपका आज का ये सेशन? आउट ऑफ 45 आपने कितने मार्क्स गेन किए कमेंट सेक्शन में जरूर बताएं। वीडियो अच्छा लगा हो वीडियो को लाइक करें, शेयर करें और चैनल पर नए तो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दें। थैंक यू।